Hey guys, Equinox here, and this is going to be the War Within Brewmaster guide. Finally going to go over it for you. I'll show you a little bit of examples of the rotation just so you guys can kind of understand. And yeah, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm going to bring up the guide so I can kind of go through it with you. Sorry about the flashbang if you guys are light screen enjoyers. Intro, don't care about. Edits, yeah, I'll probably just remove that because it's like kind of irrelevant. I haven't posted it yet, but you guys will pretty much get this video when I post it. Stats changed a little bit. It's going to be verse equal or eye level over verse equals crit over mastery. So mastery is really good in live. It's really good in retail. It's really good in season 4, season 3. Not very good anymore. Don't really recommend it. Scales not fast enough, and it just doesn't give us the throughput. And due to the self-healing changes and the way tanks work now, or at least Brew works, we are less reliant on our self-heals, and we take less spiky damage, so we want to run crit and verse. That way our damage is high, and we get a lot more off-healing benefit. So like when people are healing us, Celestial Fortune does a crap ton. And yeah, it's just really good. Good feedback loop. It's more like BFA and Shadowlands. If you guys play BFA Brew, you're very tanky, and it was mostly off-healing that healed you, and you get a lot of Celestial Fortune. Yeah, that's it. Enchants consumables, Iron Claw, Whetstone times 2. These are literally just attack power things you put on your swords or your maces, your fist weapons, whatever. It's just attack power times 2. You should use that Temper Potion. This just gives you, so the way files work in the War Within, there's Verse, there's Haste, there's Crit, and there's Mastery, and there's also one called Alchemical Chaos, which gives you 1 and then reduces the other 2. And what Temper Potion does is it gives you all of the stats of the file you don't have. So if we get Tempered Verse, then we're going to get Crit, Haste, Mastery in our pot. It's really good. So fantastic. We're going to use Temper Potion in all situations. Flask of Tempered Verse for our flask. We just want Verse. Crit's not really worth it. Mastery not worth it. Haste definitely not worth it. Rings, Radiant Verse, self-explanatory. Scouch, March, or Defender's March. It's Stam or Speed, whichever one you want. The Stam is very low, so Speed's probably a little bit better on some fights. And Raid. Stormbound Armor Kit, this is just live, it's just Stam Agi, that's all it is. Chant of Wing Grace, this is just Avoidance, we don't do Leech because they gutted Leech, scales way too slowly, so Avoidance, Wing Grace, and then Armored Avoidance, so just Avoidance times 2, and Authority of Radiant Power, this is just Sophic Devotion 2, that's all it is, so. And then Gems, Unique, Next and Rings can be doubled. So haven't finished this part. I'll have it finished. But if there's a little item, it's called like the Magnificent Jeweler settings, and you can put 2 sockets on your neck, 2 sockets on your rings, and you'll have 6 sockets base without having to do anything. And yeah, really good. So you're going to be doing your unique gems. This is your primal gem from live. So this is just going to be Agi plus crit damage. It's 0.15 crit damage. Per unique gem, so it's like unique color, so it's like red, yellow, purple, and green. And our gems are going to be regular gems, Deadly Sapphire. This is crit verse, crit over verse, and then Versatile Ruby, which is verse over crit. Oh wait, no, it's reverse. Sorry. Yeah, I think this is verse over crit. But either way, yeah, it's verse over crit or crit over verse. You're going to use that because that's what we prio. That's all the only stats we want. Alright, next is talents. So, we received a rework. I'll be going over that. I'll be going over the decisions. Right now, it's strictly go hero talents. Master Harmony versus Shadowpan. Right now, Shadowpan's just better. It has a 10% DR in keys, high damage after the buffs, good damage profile, and is just strictly better. There's 0 downside to playing this versus Master Harmony, where you do just lose the 10% DR, and you do strictly take more damage as Master Harmony. So right now there's really no decision. It's just Shadowpan. Until they buff Master Harmony, we will not play it. It is just strictly better. Rushing Jade Wind versus Special Delivery. This is purely personal preference. Special Delivery is better to me because you're using a lot more globals this expansion on like Tiger Palm. You're using Keg Smash more often because of 4-set. You're using everything. It's like so much more stuff that you're pressing. So it's a lot better to have like those free globals instead of hitting RJW. And we have a lot of CDR because of Anvil and Stave, and we're Tiger Palming more, so we have a lot more CDR. We're Kick Smashing more, so we have more CDR. So a lot more brews, a lot more special delivery damage. They also remove Resonant Fists, so RJW loses value. This is the build. There's going to be a link right here. The only thing you change is you don't play Clash anymore, so they nerf Clash to break on damage, and it's a long cooldown. It's a minute now instead of 30. So it's just terrible. Remove it. You can play anything else. Probably play Speed Taunt. It's like this little section right there. But yeah, everything else, this is the normal build. This is what I prefer. This is what you're going to play at high keys. Yeah, it gives you Chi Surge for CDR because Shadowpan gives you natural CDR on Weapons of Order. And then Tiger or Facepalm for tankiness and or damage, single target damage and Brew CDR. 1 point high tolerance for haste and increased stagger. And then Bob and Weave over Black Ox, that is personal preference. Training over Light Brewing, training strictly better. Light Brewing's not very good. And yeah. And then this is the other build. You just remove the Chi Surge point for 2 points high tolerance. This is tankier, but it's slightly less damage over a key. This is a, like, you're getting comfortable build. So you play this when you want to get comfortable with the class. And then Anti-Tank Buster, if we ever run into a boss that just claps us and we need some extra stagger to live, you run that. Races, Season 1, play whatever you want, doesn't matter. Dwarf is like Omega low value, so whichever you prefer. Alright, so rotation openers. This is like the kind of the bread and butter, right? This is the important part. So we're gonna, this is assuming you don't have 4 set, so I don't have the 4 set in here. That's why I put the note with the 4 set. So we're going to go over here. So Keg Smash, Blackout Kick, Breath of Fire. Then you press Weapons of Order. Keg times 2, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Breath of Fire, Rising Sun Kick, Keg Smash, Chi Burst. You know, you get all that. And this basically sets you up for a really high opener. There's Exploding Keg. Okay, I thought I forgot it for a second. And then with 4 set, you want to use Keg like procs over other buttons. So like here, I'll demonstrate the rotation for you guys. So you see I got a Keg proc, so I use it, then I have Weapons of Order. And then I Chi Burst Exploding Keg. And then I Tiger Palm. And then I'm going to dump both my Keg Smashes here, but I'm going to Blackout Kick to Empower. And then, yeah, so once you get 4 set, your rotation's a little bit more dynamic. It's not so set in stone. But you guys pretty much get the opener that I saw. Once you get 4 set, more varied. Alright, and then priority. So, no reason to list priority because it's so varied once you get 4 set. But you basically just want to spend as much, or use Black Kick on cooldown, Keg Smash on cooldown, and Tiger Palm a lot. You want to empower Tiger Palm over Breath of Fire in most scenarios to proc Flurry Strikes more often because Flurry Strikes is a lot of your damage. And even like low use of Breath of Fire is only like, I don't know, like 2% overall more versus like 3 or 4% from Tiger Palm and then another like 2 to 3 from Flurry Strikes. And then Purifying Brew, you should use it at Red Stagger, and unless it's large fold, and you still pull it. But you always want to have one on cooldown, especially for special delivery damage and just for optimization, because again, you're going to have a lot of CDR, way more than you had in Dragonflight. UI and weak auras, pretty much everything you need here, and then advanced, how to deal with the dungeons. So, tier list really quick, just of how good we are in each dungeon. Very tanky, we are tanky in City of Echoes, Miss Eternasai, Necrotic Wake, Stone Vault, or not Stone Vault, City of Threads, and Siege of Borealis. These are really easy dungeons for us. Low threat, not hard at all. And then stable, but a little bit harder, which is like we're still good, but it's just a little more thought, a little more danger. It's Dawnbreaker, Grim Batol, and Stone Vault. So these 3 are like heavy tank damage, and then these 5 are low tank damage. Necrotic Wake, I'd say, is higher tank damage, but overall it's pretty easy to deal with. I didn't do, these are all the routes right here, so you just click this, downloaded them to NDT. But I didn't do like a Tank Buster straight walkthrough because it's really just too easy for us right now because of how Stagger works, and we have Dampen and Fort, but I'm going to go over the priority of your defenses. So when you're going as pure magic damage, it's going to be Diffuse, then Celestial Brew, then Dampen, then Celestial Brew, and then you rotate Fort Brew, Celestial Brew, and then Zen Med is your last. Diffuse might be up though. But yeah, usually Tank Busters are like 20-30 seconds apart, so eventually you will just reset the cycle and Diffuse again. Fizz, same thing, is Fort Brew over Celestial Brew over Dampen over Celestial Brew over Zen Med over Celestial Brew. In that order. You want to use Fort Brew first because you get, again, a shit ton of CDR. A lot of CDR in Brew, so you want to get that on cooldown. Get it used as much as possible. And again, these are usually 30 seconds like CD, so this you might not ever get to Zen Med depending on the run. And then Mix, Diffuse, Celestial Brew, Fort Brew, Celestial Brew, Dampen, Celestial Brew, Zen Med, Celestial Brew. You're using pretty much everything now because in mixed situations. And again, you'd probably reset around Zen Med, so you then use Diffuse again, and then maybe Zen Med, and then you'd reset and do Fort Brew into Dampen and Diffuse again. These are all old, so you guys have probably seen these. There's no reason to update these. They're literally the exact same. Um, Everything, there's no really good provokes in here. How to maximize guy pins, literally the same. Gearing, I have the full gear updated. So there's 2 good trinkets for us, technically 3, and the third one is down here. It's called Harvester's Edict, just a mastery stat stick basically. But yeah, tier helm, tier shoulders, tier chest, and tier legs. We do not run tier gloves because they're haste, and we want to run crit versus crafted gloves. And for crafted, we're going to do Adrenal Surge class, which is show you guys. It is this right here, Adrenal Surge class, crit over reverse belt, and it gives you 1657 agility, and you lose 310 mastery for 12 seconds. You do a patch, it doubles this to 3300 agility and minus 600 mastery. 600 mastery is pretty much nothing. Like, it's literally less than this ring at 718 eye level, or 613 eye level. So yeah, very low loss for a really high gain. Yeah, it's going to be our best embellishment. And then neck from City of Threads, it's just pretty much all of this is just crit verse. There is no crit verse gloves. There's no verse gloves in general other than crafted, so we will just be using crafted gloves with the Rhythm Armor banding, which is just the toxic, like the patch basically from Live. Sarah Stitch foot pads, this is just crit verse boots. Seal of Poison Pact is the very rare ring from last boss. Ritual Commander's Ring, which is verse over crit, and then the trinkets I showed you about, and then the weapon. This is either the weapon from the Nexus Princess, which is like the very rare weapon, is a crit and a proc, and then the weapon from Dawn Vigor, crit versus stat stick, or one crafted weapon if you don't get a vault weapon from Dawnbreaker. So 2 crafted weapon until you get 639 weapons. And then raid only. So this is no raid. This is tier helm, City of Threads neck, tier shoulders, cloak from Arakara or Catalyst. So the Catalyst cloak is crit verse as well. So either one. So if you get like a haste cloak and vault, you can Catalyst it. And then leg, belt is Adrenal Surge class, gloves is crafted, wrists are crafted. Rings the same. Ring of Dun Algaz again versus crit, and then first crit, stat sticks. Embellishment order, you do Adrenal Surge class, then gloves. And yeah, that's literally it. That's pretty much everything. This is just a quick walkthrough so you guys understand everything, you can see everything. Questions, ping me in the comments or at me in Discord. And yeah, that's it. Have a fantastic day, guys. I love you. Peace out. Enjoy War Within. Enjoy the launch. Have a great one.